If you have ever wanted to create and sell coloring books on Amazon, I'm going to show you how to do it step by step right now using a tool that is so easy. You ready? Let's go. First, you're going to head over to bookbolt.io and set up a free account. Once you have your free account, this is what your dashboard is going to look like, and you're going to get access to Bookbolt Studio right here. You're going to click there. Once you open this up, this is your Bookbolt Studio. I'm going to show you how I created all of these really cute illustrations. We're going to do it step by step. What you're going to do is you're going to click right here where it says project, new project, and you're going to create a low content book. Right here it says paperback, cover, and interior. You can also, if you would like, do a hardcover, but we're going to stick to paperback for now. We're going to say paperback, cover, and interior, and then we're going to give our project a name. We're going to do woodland creatures eating fruit. And then we're going to give ourselves a trim size. So how big do we actually want this book? I'm just going to do an 8.5 by 11 right there. The inside is going to be black and white interior with white paper. And then the page count, I'm only going to do 26 pages. Now, as you can see, this gives us the perfect template. This is going to be our cover template, and then we have all of these pages over here already ready for us to put our illustrations on. Now, something that you need to keep in mind is when you're creating a coloring book is that you need to skip every other page because this is going to be one of your illustrations. You don't want another illustration right on the back of that one. You want to skip a page. So this is going to be the back of that first illustration. Now, when you're looking at this cover, you're going to see the pink, the peachy outline here. You don't want to have any text or imagery going off of the page there. You also don't want to have any text overlapping this yellow square because that's where your barcode is going to go. That's where Amazon puts their barcode. So you don't want any text or important images to be right there. Other than that, you can fill up this entire space. This right side is going to be the cover of your coloring book. The left side is going to be the back, and then this is going to be the spine. So for those of you who want to make a huge coloring book and your spine is thicker, you might want to think about adding text right there in the middle. Now, when we go over here down to page 1, we are going to go to these little stars right here, and that is Bookbolt's AI generator. Our little handy dandy AI image generator is right here. We're going to click there, and then we're going to give it a prompt. Now, the better your prompt, the better your images are going to be. But before we do this, because we're making a coloring book, is we want to click right here, say change style, and we're going to scroll down to coloring. Our prompt, we're also going to update it to portrait, so it's tall. And I'm going to say create 4 images. This just gives me a few different options. Instead of just giving one image at a time, it's going to create 4 different ones, and I can choose the best one for my coloring book. So my prompt is going to be, please create a raccoon eating a strawberry. We're going to generate the image. And then you'll see over here on the right, you have a few different options of imagery. So you're going to pick the one that you like best. We have a few different options here. This one's pretty cute. I'm going to say add to page. So now we have our little raccoon eating a strawberry. Okay, so for our next page, we're going to save this, and then we're going to remember skip a page. Skip. We're going to do our next page, and we're going to do the exact same thing. So I'm going to come over here. I'm going to say, please create a turtle eating a watermelon. We're going to say generate image. It's going to give us 4 images, and we're going to see which one we like best. And then if we're not in love with these, we're going to say, we're just going to get a little bit more specific on our prompt. So create a turtle smiling while eating a watermelon. We're going to regenerate. We'll try it again and see if we like it better. All right, so we're going to add to page once we get the one that we like, and then we can stretch it to be however big we would like. I'm going to watch, again, my little margins here, so I have all of my image inside those green lines. These are our margin lines. And then we're just going to continue doing this until we build out our coloring book. Now, once we have all of our coloring book images created and we've skipped a page every other time, we need to work on our cover. Now, one way that you can do this is, again, we're still in Studio. You don't have to have any outside tools if you don't want to. We're going to go right down here to the stars. Again, we're going to go to Image Generator. And as you can see here, I said create a cover for my coloring book about woodland creatures eating fruit. This is what it came up with, and I think that actually looks really cute. I'm going to say add to page. And then I'm just going to stretch it over my cover. Now you can adjust this however you like. I'm going to do it kind of like this. And then I'm going to go right here where it says text, and I'm going to add text. Actually, let's add heading. There we go. Since we're doing a title. And we're going to say Woodland Creatures Coloring Book for Kids. You can format this however you would like. I'm going to do... I kind of like the look of white font, and then we do a black outline. So we're going to click right here, bump up our outline, change it to black. There we go. And then we can adjust the size and the line height here as well. So I'm going to scrunch it together a little bit more. If you want to adjust the character spacing, you can do that here for your letters. Once you get it a way that you like it, you're going to do that. You can modify this. You can make it look however you would like. If you would like to get a little fancier on here, I'm just showing you how easy it is to use these tools. What we would probably do is we could go over here and we could say add shape. We can add a circle here. I'm going to put a little circle down here. And maybe I'll change the color to, I kind of like this color. And then I'm just going to copy our text here. And then I'm going to say perfect for ages 4 to 6. We'll adjust this so that it goes really well in this circle. I'm going to adjust this there. Maybe I'll do a double circle like this, change the color to a real pretty dark green, and then I'm going to move that behind my text. So the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to see this little arrow here is going to pop out my different layers, and I'm just going to move that circle back behind the text there. So you'll be able to see that here. Perfect for ages 4 to 6. I kind of want to update this font as well to make it more kid-friendly. I think this one is really cute for a kid's font. We'll update this one too so that they match. And then we'll make it a little bit bigger. We'll make this one a little bigger. There we go. And if we want to add any additional shapes, we have all of these other shapes that we have access to royalty-free. And you can put this on anything that you would like. But I think this is good enough for now. Now what I'm going to do, I need a back cover. So I'm going to go back to my little stars. I'm going to say this, and I'm going to say create a back cover for my coloring book about woodland creatures. I'm going to get rid of that and actually just say create a back cover for my coloring book that is of a forest. So we'll just do forest image and see what happens here. Again, we're going to do a 4 image count so that we have options. Another thing that you can do, because you do have access to this dashboard over here, is you can go and see what kind of coloring books are selling really well, and you can get a lot of good ideas. You can see how many sales they have made per month and so on, but that gives you a lot of ideas as far as how to make your cover kind of stand out. I'm going to say with no creatures on it, and let's try and regenerate it. It might still have a creature in there, but we will just have to see. Okay, this is actually going to work for me because all I'm interested in is right up here. So I'm going to say add to my cover, and then I'm just going to pull this down like this, and this is going to end up being the back cover of my book. We can actually adjust it. If we go over here to effects, we can adjust all of these. It has different filters and such, so we can adjust if we need to make it kind of blend a little better with the background here. That is always an option. I think that looks kind of good. We'll reduce saturation just a little. Well, I don't know. I kind of like it a little bit more. Okay, I think that's blending a little bit better because remember it's going to fold down the middle here. And one thing that we can do is see this green. This green is sticking out to me because it's not really blending. So I'm going to change that color and grab this little dropper tool here. And I'm going to go over here to a few different colors here. Let's see. What if we did that? Oh, I like that. Okay, we'll do that. Cool. Okay, now for our back cover, we can leave it like this if we want to, or we can add in some text. Again, if we go back over here, do kind of like some investigative work on some other books that are selling really well on Amazon. Again, you get access to this tool, but you can come here, for example, I showed this one on live the other night. If you are not following along, hit that subscribe button or follow along so that you can see when I go live and show you how to do all of this even deeper. We can walk through step by step together. But for example, this one has some of the images that are within the coloring book. It has it on the back cover. So that's going to give you some options as well as to what you can put back here. So if you wanted to do that, for example, one way that you could do that is you click on this page here, and then I have an Apple, so I don't know if you're on a PC what exactly the finger buttons would be, but on an Apple, it's Command-Shift-4, and you'll get this little cross, and you'll click and drag. That's going to take a screenshot of just that right there. And then I can come here to my little mountain picture, upload a picture, and then I'm going to upload that picture that we just took. And then see how it adds it right there. I'm going to make it a little smaller. And then again, you can just do however many images here of all of your different pages. So just to give you an idea of what that could look like. Now, once you are ready to roll, you have all of your images created, you have your cover created the way that you want to. What you can do then is you are ready to head over to Amazon KDP, and you're just going to click right here and say download. This download is so magical because it gives you not only your cover, but it also gives you the manuscript and gives it to you downloaded separately, which is what you need when you head to Amazon KDP because you need to upload them separately. So you're going to click there, you're going to download your file, say, I understand I did use AI generation, and then when you head over to Amazon KDP to upload your files, there's a section there as well that says I used AI, and you'll say what tool you used. You used bookbolt.io. Here we go. Now we're going to head on over to Amazon KDP. This is completely free. You're free to set up an account here anytime. I already have my account set up, but you'll just go to Amazon KDP and set up your account, and then you'll click right here where it says create new title or series, and then it really truly is step by step from here. You're going to say create paperback. You're going to put in your book title. And what I would do when you're filling out this book title, again, is head back over to your BookBolt dashboard and look at all of these titles. They're not just saying Creepy Cutie Coloring Book because that's really hard to find on search. They have Creepy Cutie Coloring Book for adults and teens featuring goth, kawaii, and spooky cute creatures. All of these are AI, or all of these are keywords that Amazon and Google find. So when people are searching for this, it pops up easier. So take a look at all of these titles of all of these different coloring books that are selling really well and get an idea of what you want to put here on Amazon KDP. I'm just going to copy and paste so we can go through this quicker, so stay with me, y'all. You're going to come here to your author section. You're going to put you, that's you right there. You're going to put a description. I'm just going to put this so that I can show you. I really want to show you the manuscript upload. You're going to say you own the copyrights to this. I don't have any wild images in here. I want it on Amazon, wherever you're located. If you're in the US, that's where I am. We're going to choose categories. You can go over here to BookBolt. It has a KDP category picker right there. You're going to say, I'm doing a children's book coloring book. Search. And then here is what you're going to search for. So you're going to say children's book, activity books, coloring books. We're going to go here. We're going to say children's books. We're going to say activities and crafts. We're going to say activity books, coloring books, fiction. And then if you want to add more categories, you can right there. We're going to save category. And then your keywords here. Again, you can go back over here and there's a keyword search tool right there for you. So handy. You're going to type in coloring book right there. And then these are different keywords that you can then copy and paste. Copy and paste the ones that are performing really well. You'll see over here, book coloring is low competition. You have high competition here. But this will give you ideas of what keywords, what people are using to search for different coloring books. You're going to copy and paste your keywords here. And then publication date, we're going to publish now. We're going to release it now. We're going to save and continue. This next section is going to be where you're going to start uploading. So right here, you're going to assign yourself a free ISBN. This is how Amazon kind of codes all of their products. You're going to say assign it for free. You don't need to buy one if you don't want to. There's your new code for this book specifically. Your interior is going to be black and white interior with white paper. You're going to adjust your trim size here. We did 8.5 by 11. No bleed is fine. We're going to say on glossy. That's what I want. You could do matte if you want to. And then we're going to upload manuscript. So our manuscript, again, like I mentioned, is in 2 different sections, which is fabulous. Then we're going to click upload a cover you already created. Here's our cover. Everything is already formatted again, so we do not have to worry about it at all, which is amazing. Then we're going to say, does it contain AI generated content? We're going to say yes. We're going to say for images, for many, and we're going to say bookbolts.io. Launch preview, because you have to preview it in order to approve it. And then if you want to, you can order author copies or request a proof. So you can check it out in real time. And then you're going to look through here and see if you see these guys right here, all you have to do is adjust. So you're just going to go back into your studio, adjust your images so that they stay inside those margins, and then re-upload your manuscript or your cover. All right, so there you go. Once you get everything uploaded, you're going to see paperback rights and pricing. You're going to say all territories, and then you get to pick your pricing here of how much you want to sell your book for. It's going to give you a minimum so that you actually make a profit, and then a maximum. Once this is all ready, you're going to say publish your book. Once you do that, you are going to get an email that says that your book is in review, and then you'll also get an email once Amazon approves it. I hope this tutorial was helpful for you. If you have any questions, let me know. Hit subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.